Good morning, everybody. Excuse my voice because I've had recently um, had a death in the family, in my family, and my voice still hasn't returned. So if I clear my throat a lot, please excuse me in advance. Um, there's been something that's been on. I've been watching and witnessing here on YouTube for the past couple of years, and I really haven't said anything about it. Um, and I think anyone who knows me knows that over time, who's known me most of my life, knows that I'm not the one that's usually quiet. But um, as I've grown older, I've tried to, not really say anything about some things I see. But this time, it's just continuing to give me pause, and I feel I need to say something about it. And the fact is that a lot of times people say, "Oh, you're inserting yourself." Uh, in some instances, we do need to insert ourselves. We do need to say something and bring some things to people's attention, not in a way that is combative, but rather informative. And I did do my research, and you know, I'm going to say what I feel needs to be said. But the way we on in this particular algorithm, this section, this sector, we have seen that children are who are adults are re-traumatized, and photos are taken of children, and or not taken of them, but taken from where they originally were, and put on sites and that sort of thing. But my opinion is that that's not a good way to clap back. Simply because if you were in person with that person and they did something to you and you didn't like it, no way in the world you would start fighting with that child, in response. So, but the reason that I am bringing this up is because, like I said, I did do my research, and I will be posting the research in a separate video so that everyone can pause it and look at it and read it and that sort of thing. But, I was thinking about Seven Stars, first of all, and what happened to her in her childhood and what happened here on YouTube. And every time someone brings that up, no one stops to think that they are re-traumatizing that child within her, that experience. That she can come on here, whatever helped her heal, if she is indeed healed, whatever she wants to say about it, how she wants to believe it happened in her mind, or whatever she says, she has that right. But to consistently throw that at her, she was a child. And that was a traumatic tragedy. All of it. And whatever else happened, all these things, that's her childhood. And I don't think it's right to bring up her childhood. That's hers. Now, when you all do whatever with the adult stuff and whatever, that's something that, I guess that's part of the sector. But the childhood and re traumatizing someone, that child within them, I don't think it's right. And nobody thinks that, stop to think, does it hurt? Is there something in your own childhood that you wouldn't want to be brought up because it would hurt you? And then regarding, I think it was S. Hutchinson, her daughter was put out there some kind of way. She was 14 years old on that photo. She may have been grown at the time, but she was 14 years old in that photo. And that's posting a photo of a minor, period. And Rita's youngest daughter, there was a photo put up of her that wasn't nice at all. And by the way, Rita's children have been treated horribly on here. I must say that. There's Phi Babe's daughter. And then Kwani. Now, Kwani, she may be getting some karma from some things that she did when she was over there with the VS. I don't know. That's just speculation on my part. But her grandkids didn't do anything to anybody at any time. And yet, to punish her, her grandkids' photos are put up. So who are you doxing? If you're putting up the kids' photos, are you doxing the parent or are you doxing the kids? And all of the other children whose photos were taken from Facebook or Instagram and that sort of thing, that's a problem. And it shouldn't matter what camp you're in, because these are our children. And when I say insert myself, you have to see black children as our children. And why do that to them? Now, there are laws against it. There's Child Online Privacy Protection Act, which is federal law, which governs the internet. And I wondered why Google was not enforcing it. But I noticed on some of the shows that other channels that I watch, if there's a child in that video, you can't share it, you can't save it, you can't do anything with it. But, when it comes to the black children's photos, and I'm sure that some parents have filed whatever you need to file with YouTube, and nothing's done about it. Now, I'm going to give you my opinion as to why nothing is done about it. But, it's a microcosm of what happens in our country, in America. Now, one thing that does happen is that when children go missing, there is a different energy when it's a white child versus when it's a black child. Every now and then they will, broadcast a black child. Every now and then. But my feeling is that it's because they're black children. And if we don't care about our children, why should they? And it's dismissed. And I really believe that that's what we need to look at. And threatening a parent with posting more photos to prevent them from taking an action that they're authorized to take is an intimidation tactic, But as I said, we have to look at this as a group of black people. Like I said, no matter what camp you're in, and see these as our children and stop posting their photos online. Now, there are legal remedies, which I have researched also, and it is illegal. Now, as I said, I'll post these receipts, but One of them says, if you do not have, this is from attorneys, that it's online too, so, but I did some screenshots. And it says, if you do not have a signed photo release from their parents with their parents' signatures, you cannot post that photo. Okay? And another one says, where it's a minor, yes, even children have the right to privacy. And if it is harmful or will endanger the child to, stalkers, will it invite or procure unwanted attention and danger to the child, according to this attorney, then you can be sued. And he also says anytime you take someone else's photo from a social media page and repost it without permission, even if you are in the picture, you are breaking the law. That's what this attorney says, and I'm quoting. And they are using the image when they do not have permission to do so, he said. And that is copyright infringement. And let's see, the other one is Facebook and Instagram. They have it in the fine print, which you sign when you agree to the terms and conditions, and under image privacy rights. Okay? And it's another protection for children's photos. So I'm going to propose a challenge, a suggestion, because I have no control over anybody's platform, of course, and it can be accepted or rejected. But I would like to suggest that on your own volition, those who have photos of children, other people's children, posted without permission, to take them down. And show some solidarity as a black person. Because, that's easy to do. And, that will be your statement as to how you feel. Sure, people have done things to other people, and maybe you're saying, well, they did it to me. But, that could go on and on and on. And you're still invading the privacy of a child and violating the law. Now, I believe some people will take the photos down when they think about it. But for the others who don't, then the parents are now going to be armed with the legal remedies. And one of those remedies, as this attorney says, are certain actions you can take, legal actions. Now, you can go to any attorney and they will give you a free 30-minute consultation. You can go to legal aid. They can tell you what you can do, but go in person. Don't do the Zoom thing. Go in person and talk to them about it. And for those who don't take them down, then you can take that legal action. I would hope that the legal action would not be necessary. Now, I do know a couple of people that probably won't do it, okay? But now the parents know that there is something that they can do, and I would direct them to an attorney because, this can't go on. And children do have rights, and the parents do have rights to protect the image of their child and how it's used. That's why when you see a minor on television, on a news broadcast, they have the child and the minor's face blurred out. There's a reason for that, because it invades the privacy of a minor, just as the records of a minor are sealed. There are protections for minors, but I am asking that everyone consider that these are children, and If you've rated somebody's Facebook or their Instagram, there are penalties for that too. But all of those who suffered from it in the past, remember how you felt about it when it happened to you, okay? Don't inflict that upon somebody else. And I mean on that child, because according to this attorney, they do have the expectation of privacy. And photos that are taken in somebody's home, you don't have a right to do anything with it. That is copyright infringement, according to this attorney. Now, I'm not an attorney, so I can't give anyone legal advice. I'm just going by the quotes from attorneys who've been asked these questions. But this has been on my mind and on my heart for a while. And as I said, the fact that nobody, YouTube's not doing anything about it, I found myself getting, perturbed about why aren't they doing anything? Because, like I said, I know the parents have probably been filing something. And, I see what happens in other sections. It's not happening in this section. So I have to assume that allegedly they are ignoring black children. So I'm just asking those who will consider it to consider it, because they're playing in our faces, and we can do this ourselves if we have the heart to do so. The next video right after this will be the actual receipts from what I found online. Okay, everybody, have a good day.